AAA agents like Rich are popping up where people are having doubts about insurance, like at an open house.
So what questions do you have for me?
Do we have to have insurance before we even buy the house?
If you want to outsmart insurance doubt, visit a AAA branch.
BYU Soccer on BYU TV is brought to you by Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. Brady Industries, honestly better. And by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Learn more at AAA.com.
No score at the half between BYU and Long Beach State. The 49ers 4-4, BYU 4-2-1. Both teams nearing conference play and looking for a critical resume boost win, as both teams feel like they are NCAA tournament caliber. We welcome you back to Southfield. The sun finally dipping down behind the indoor practice facility on campus at Brigham Young University, and that is going to be much to the delight of the players and the broadcasters for that matter. That takes us to our BYU Store Sports History Showcase. The BYU Store, the official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. Last time Long Beach State and BYU played on this field, BYU beat the Beach 1-0 September 24th, 2016. Been a couple of years. And there's a familiar face scoring the goal for BYU, Ashley Hatch, who is now enjoying a very, very nice professional career in the National Women's Soccer League and has a few caps for the United States Women's National Team. We'll take a short break here from Southfield, coming back with more as we are 9 minutes away from the second half. BYU and Long Beach State continue after this.
BYU Soccer on BYU TV is brought to you by the BYU Store, the official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. Deseret First Credit Union, sharing your values. And by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
Call it a path, or a way through. It can be arrow straight, or have twists and turns. It's life's financial journey, and Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you every step of the way. With timely advice and affordable products, this is your journey. Let's begin together. We're Mountain America, guiding you forward.
BYU Soccer on BYU TV is brought to you by Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. Brady Industries, honestly better. And by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Learn more at AAA.com.
The sunlight illuminating Y Mountain in the background here at Southfield. No score at halftime between Long Beach State and BYU. A couple of teams trying to bolster their respective NCAA tournament resumes with a win here in Provo, Utah. And we welcome you wherever and however you're connected with us on BYU TV. It's great to have you with us during this halftime report. Nadeline, entertaining first half, and I can't think of a better way to recap that than to show the highlights.
Oh, it was very entertaining. We don't have any goals yet, but the almost goals are as entertaining as goals would be, pretty much, for us fans anyway, that's for sure.
A soccer purist.
That's right. It starts early with Coulihan just giving huge pressure. She gets the deflection, and it looks like we're going to have a goal. Beats McDonald, but out of nowhere.
Chloe Froment.
Oh, my goodness. Look at the defensive effort coming in here, and it wouldn't start. That was just the beginning of BYU's pressure. Now coming from the outside, here's a shot from Josie Gwynn. You could literally hear the ringing of the post.
That one just misses, and we remain scoreless halfway through the first half. BYU right back to work. Cameron Tucker with a cross in. Here's Coulihan again. That hits right side netting off of the header, and BYU wouldn't be done with the attack off of the header.
Now they continued to fight and attack out of the air. Here's Lyman. Beautiful arching ball coming across. And look at the effort. The backside diving header with the quick release. McDonald with two huge, quick reflex saves coming in on the backside.
Robbing McKaylee Moore.
Unbelievable effort on both sides. And then just when you thought Long Beach was down and out, They come out of nowhere.
Put pressure on Sabrina Davis, the BYU keeper. I mean, that fluky play right there almost goes in favor of Alicia Laramie with good effort battling with Davis. But Davis, whose body was a little bit over the line, able to keep the ball from crossing the plane. The 49ers would dispute it. Davis not too happy about the contact in the box, but you can't fault the aggression from Laramie and the 49ers. Here are your halftime stats brought to you by Deseret First Credit Union. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your future with our game summary. BYU winning the shot total 10-3. 4 of those on frame to the 49ers 2, and both of those shots on frame for the 49ers came late in the half. BYU with 3 corners to the Beach's 1 and an even 5 fouls. I don't know. I mean, BYU dominated about 30 of the first 45 minutes, but it kind of feels like the momentum going into the half was all with Long Beach State.
Oh, it definitely took a shift right there at the end. So it'll be very interesting to see what's coming out of the locker room here in just a moment.
We'll take one more short break. Second half coming up. Monday night NCAA women's soccer on BYU TV.
BYU Soccer on BYU TV is brought to you by the BYU Store, the official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. Deseret First Credit Union, sharing your values. And by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
The 49ers and Cougars all tied up at halftime. No score, entertaining first 45. We are moments away from the second 45 in this Monday night late summer showdown. Lauren McLean moments ago with the head coach of Long Beach State, Mauricio Ingracia.
Coach, so some great saves by your goalkeeper, Amanda McDonald. But how about that save by Chloe Froman? What did you see on that play that saved a very dangerous ball by BYU?
Well, our goalkeeper was out of position, and so we teach our backs to recover towards the goal line, and she did her job.
And that at the end of that first half, you guys were putting a lot of pressure on BYU. What can you do in the second half to replicate that?
I think we're going to have to weather the storm here a little bit. BYU normally comes out of the locker room with a lot of emotion. If we can get past these first 10 minutes and manage the game, I did feel like we had a little bit of the run of play. We grew with the half, so we'll see.
Any other improvements you want to see from your team in the second half?
I think I'd like to see us take care of the ball better. I think we're a little bit careless passes, and some of the passes are just a bit off, and we got to play to feet, find each other a little bit more.
All right, thanks, Coach Gillette.
Thank you so much.
There is a well-educated and well-versed coach, Mauricio Ingracia. And as we pointed out, Natalie, the 49ers enjoyed that nice momentum shift because they were taking better care of the ball and looking for that counterattack late in the first half. Alyssa Jefferson wins that ball away from Alicia Laramie. Ahead to Elise Flake. She's back in to start the second half for BYU after a break for the last 20 minutes of the first half. Here is Coulihan trying to split the seam to Lizzie Braby, and that's cut out by Kaylee Ramirez.
Coulihan looking for the thread the needle ball. She had Braby running on that outside. Lots of space to kind of bring that ball outside. And as Coach Rockwood said, heading into halftime, you know, her team did a nice job with the momentum. They did a nice job creating opportunities, but the biggest thing she wanted to see is to see them choose to go forward a bit more, not just take and settle on those easy back passes that created the possession for them early. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see as both of these teams come out of the locker room and make the adjustments, you know, what we see and what we see come from the momentum shift.
Here's Laramie. And they're going to whistle the Beach for a late foul. And now BYU will take the free kick. A handball, rather. as Lyman put that ball up into the hand area of Alicia Laramie. Not intentional, of course. I mean, a bang-bang play, but whistled down by Adam Zarin, the official today, and given back to BYU. Now Laramie, as that ball glances out the hip of Saracio, and
that looks like
Jefferson. That could have been a handball.
Yeah, it looked like it glanced off her arm and not her hip, and you could hear a little bit of yelling coming from the Long Beach bench. We didn't have a good enough view of it to see if it did glance the arm, but certainly our center official tonight, Adam Zarin, calling a very tight, very well called game. I was saying at halftime, Spencer, this might be the best official I've watched in a very long time for soccer. He's done an excellent job tonight.
3 minutes into the second half. Josie Gwynn gets the ball back, centering pass. Elise Flake there. The ball is now cleared away. Michaela Soul. Look at Maddie Gates battle for that ball with Kaylee Ramirez and nearly win it back. It'll be a throw-in for the 49ers.
Lizzie Braby came up to support her and that effort, but just gets the ball knocked off her foot and out of bounds.
Now some notes for BYU after halftime. They have outscored their opponents 12-2, and in fact, the majority of BYU's goals early in the season came late in the game after the 75th minute, and BYU continues to pour on the pressure in the second half, and that's something that Coach Ingracia talked about. BYU comes out with a lot of emotion, a lot of offensive attack. They've outshot their opponents in the second half alone 63-34. And from what we saw in the first half, it seems that will probably be the case here again today. Long Beach State happy to be defensive-minded and look for those few opportunities to let BYU maybe wear themselves out a little bit and then sneak one late in this match.
But Jefferson, such a tough defender, great competitor in that back line for BYU. And I agree, this BYU team, I mean, let's not forget that we just finished a BYU-Utah matchup, similar kind of in context to this game, where the first half was very back and forth, really tight, close opportunities, but nothing falls. It's 0-0 halftime and 5 goals scored in the second half between the two teams. So anything can happen in 45 minutes of soccer. And even though we're a 0-0 game now, again, this is a BYU team who tends to turn on the goal-scoring power here in the second half. And this is the Long Beach team that we've seen already has the potential to notch a few themselves.
Fujikuni, pass taken by Olivia Wade, given to Coulihan in the middle of the field. Coulihan very quickly to Gates. Gates trying to turn that ball to Flake, who's on a run. And a key defensive stop is made by Sarah Pilster.
Not a terrible idea by Gates there. She had a little bit of that inside track all on her own. I looked to see her take a touch and a hit. She turned to see a flying Elise Flake. Good. It was a good opportunity. I would have loved to have seen her take the hit, but it was not a bad idea to take the turn.
Over the 50-minute mark, 5 minutes into half number 2, Josie Gwynn has Jefferson at midfield. Jefferson long pass controlled by Elise Flake. Coulihan with a beautiful ball to Braby. Braby has her crossing attempt knocked down, but it rolls gingerly over that back line after deflecting off Sarah Meyer and out for BYU's 4th corner kick of the match. Braby scooted out to Lyman. Lyman now centers that ball in, headed away by Meyer to the foot of Saracio, who lines up a difficult shot that sails over the crossbar into the trees. And a goal kick coming now for the 49ers.
That is easily one of the hardest balls to hit in soccer, as it's bouncing towards you. It's in the air. It's got the wrong angle, the wrong pace, the wrong direction. And you've got to try to redirect everything and change the pace, change the angle. Very, very difficult ball to hit well.
Now, the thing is, when you do hit that ball well and it goes in, you are guaranteed to be on
Yes.
SportsCenter's top 10.
That's right. And it feels fantastic.
Bella Felino. The ball didn't have enough bend on it as Imani McDonald corrals that and throws it back out for a start. deflected down for the moment by that BYU defensive backline. Fuji Kuni wanted to send Ashley Gonzalez on a run, but Serasio will have no problems winning that ball back. Sabrina Davis, the BYU keeper, sends that wide right across the touchline, and you can see the view for Davis now as the shadows are becoming more prominent, starting to creep across the majority of the field, but still Davis is dealing with that sun that McDonald was staring into for the first 45 minutes.
And really, Long Beach has an opportunity to take advantage of that. You can quite literally see where their opportunity is. It's a line on the field drawn by a shadow if they get that right-sided.
Here's Elise Flake around Pilster. Flake trying to take that edge against Froment. And Froment will concede the corner kick happily after Flake got into a dangerous position. Corner kick number 5 for BYU now tonight.
Froment coming up big for Long Beach again in the first half. A goal line save off her foot. Now stopping Flake on her attack and forcing a corner. She's having a great night.
Bella Felino, BYU opting to go with that scoop pass out. And there was a header from Coulihan again, who was up high. She opted to go far post, but a little bit too far left. And the 49ers survived once again on the BYU attack.
Coulihan so dangerous out of the air. She just finds the ability to get the ball. She's a little magnetic there with those balls in the air. Here comes this ball, beautifully played across the middle. And here comes Coulihan getting up, looking for that far post searcher. And again, not a bad opportunity, not a bad look for Coulihan coming out of the air. She will score some goals that way this season.
Josie Gwynn has Bella Felino on a sprint. Felino working on 2 Long Beach defenders. Sierra Castles will win that to Pilster. Pilster's pass is cut out by Gwynn. Gates, a little backheel flick to herself. Now to Felino. Centering pass with the right foot, no problem for the defensive back line of the 49ers. And now BYU will switch upfield. Alyssa Jefferson to Rachel Lyman. Lyman keeps it in play. Now Lyman with the centering pass. Top of the 18! And a diving, sprawling save by McDonald. Coulihan got her head on it again. Ball still loose! And it's in the back of the net! Off the rebound, BYU scores first!
Beautiful goal for BYU to notch them up. Look, here comes Lyman coming off the outside. Coulihan with a huge far post header. Gates wins that ball. She sends the slotting pass into the inside. Flake with the touch, and ultimately
it's Bella Felino.
It's Bella Felino who will put the goal away with just a beautiful redirective touch with the left foot to find that outside post. Look at this beautiful little redirective touch here. McDonald just doing everything she can in there with those reaction saves, but BYU just too many times on that one.
1-0 BYU, the goal coming in the 54th minute off the foot of Bella Felino. Michaela Coulihan was standing right next to Felino. So in the mix of it all, we have now sorted it out. And off the right foot of the freshman midfielder out of Aliso Viejo, California, Bella Felino. She now has 3 goals on the season. BYU with their 14th shot of the game finally get one in the back of the net and take a 1-0 lead over the 49ers. Olivia Wade, errant pass, and that's just a dead giveaway. And a counter opportunity here for the 49ers to get one back and try and equalize here very quickly.
Yeah, it's not what you want to do when you're BYU. You've got the momentum, you've got the pressure. What you don't want to do is set Long Beach up for a goal-scoring opportunity immediately after that. But you've got to be happy if you're Jen Rockwood with that goal, because so many pretty things happened, from the crosses to the headers to the aggressive nature to the slot ball. Beautiful all the way around.
The 49ers implementing a tactic that we've seen used from BYU, where they opt for the simple pass and then the cross from a little bit wider of an angle. Ball booted around by both teams, put up to midfield. Now BYU finally controls. Here is Lizzie Braby across midfield to Elise Flake in some space. Flake now being...
Oh, that's unfortunate that Flake got that ball caught between her feet, because she had Gates flying wide open on the far side of the field. For your screen, it would have looked like the near side. That's just unfortunate, and you can just, the entire BYU coaching staff was about to crawl out of their flesh right there as they saw this wide open streaking Gates coming down, and then Flake just got that ball caught up. That's just the worst when you've got that ball as a player.
Elise Flake does a nice job controlling that ball. Coulihan can't keep her balance on a great build up there for a moment for BYU, and now the Beach looking to attack here. Gonzalez. Pass is knocked away for BYU. Back up to midfield. Coulihan has Lizzie Braby. No numbers for the Cougars right now. Gates and Coulihan trying to join Braby, who gets past Kaylee Ramirez. Now Braby earns a corner kick. Number 6 for the Cougars. Will happen just past the 58-minute mark. BYU now leading 1-0. Thanks to the 3rd goal of the season by Bella Foligno, the freshman midfielder, who took a beautiful pass and slotted it home. Corner is in. Foligno there, and
it'll be another corner.
Yeah, it will be another corner kick as it deflects off of Long Beach.
Look at this quick save coming, just unbelievable. McDonald just so quick, as you can see. But that ball comes inside, outside, and then inside again and through the legs of her defender. McDonald with the dive, just not quite able to finish or to get there to block that goal.
Cross falling far post. Bouncing there for a moment before it's cleared away. Serasio put that right back into the offensive attacking zone. Gates trying to go off her head to Elise Flake. Too strong. Imani McDonald out to grab that. And McDonald. Long searching drop kick for Ashley Gonzalez, and Gonzalez.
That's a problem.
Collides heads, and immediately Adam Zarin, the official, is asking for a trainer to come out and attend to Gonzalez.
Yep, that's a problem. Watch this. They're going to collide heads. Ball comes up, and you can see the collision right there as Danica Serasio comes through to try to win that ball. She's going to nail it right in the back of the head of Ashley Gonzalez, and she goes down immediately. The center official immediately stopping the game, calling to and making sure that that everything is okay. Interestingly enough, I had a discussion today with an orthopedic surgeon who was talking about one of the most dangerous things that we've learned over time. We didn't used to always care as much about concussions, but we have learned over time how dangerous they truly are. And you can see the protective instinct of the center official to make sure any head injury is immediately handled.
So Ashley Gonzalez, the senior out of Ontario, California, part of the Inland Empire, is off the pitch for a moment. She wants to go back in. They will run through, I'm sure, some more concussion protocol to make sure that she indeed is okay to get back out on the pitch.
And the center official did go check with Danica Serasio as well. She's claiming that she's just fine. She looked like she took a breather for a minute, but you can see them going through some protocol to check eye movement.
Gonzalez, 31 goals in her career, tied for 4th on that all-time list for Long Beach State. And we wish her the best, and hopefully we see her back out on the pitch here tonight. Sabrina Davis all the way forward to Maddie Gates. Gates has Braby on a run on the right side. She has threaded the needle. Braby cuts it back. Now looking for some help. Left-footed cross, far post. And it's headed wide left by Bella Folino, who is searching for goal number 2 tonight.
That was a beautiful cross, beautiful near finish by Bella Folino. Look at this. Lizzie Braby, smart cutback, sets it up with the left foot, and just a near miss again out of the air. BYU proving to be incredibly effective off the cross and finish. Here it comes again. Beautiful ball by Braby to the far post. And Folino nearly notching her second goal of the night.
Just about 30 minutes to go here at Southfield in Provo, Utah. The BYU Cougars leading 1-0 against Long Beach State. 49ers receiving votes in the latest top 25 poll. But right now it's BYU who is riding a 3-match win streak and looking for their most impressive of this current stretch run to make it 4 in a row by knocking off Long Beach State.
Yeah, an important game for BYU tonight. To be important for either team, as we mentioned early in this game. This is an important one as they look into postseason play and rankings that can earn them a bid into the NCAA tournament.
Lyman as Braby slides that to the right. Braby. And the offside flag is up.
It was a nice idea between Lyman and Braby, a little give and go, but Lyman getting on the far side or on the back side of that defensive line, and offsides will be the call.
Our scorebox sponsor tonight, Brady Industries, a provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment.
Here's a look here. You can see Braby receives the ball, and as she comes in, you see the overlapping run for Lyman. But look, she just got in behind that line for a moment. She actually received the ball back in the onside position, but if you come from an offside position to receive the ball immediately, it is still an offside call.
Long Beach State trying to equalize here. And the pass from Froment is offline, searching for Sarah Meyer, giveaway to BYU. Laura McLean now with more on the BYU offense.
Spencer, this BYU team has spent a lot of time in front of the goal in practice. From the beginning, they were creating lots of opportunities and they just weren't falling for them. But Jen Rockwood told me that the Idaho State game where BYU scored 10 goals was the perfect timing. She said the team needed a game where they had success with the attack, giving them confidence. And since then, the team has been able to find the back of the net. Spencer.
Thank you, Lauren. BYU, of course, with the stat that matters tonight, the 1 goal from Bella Folino in the 54th minute. They have a 1-0 lead. Rachel Bingham on the counterattack. Again, they find Braby through that seam. Braby centering pass. Knocked away by Pilster. Rachel Lyman still attacking, and that will be off of Lyman with Ramirez trying to clear. It'll be a 49ers goal kick.
Just before this, Kayla Cannon forward Long Beach showing some serious speed. She comes inside, gets that ball off, and here you can see, here's a look here. You can see Sabrina Davis coming out hard to win that ball, and a lot of pressure coming from Rodriguez as well.
Rocio Rodriguez was on the sprint up there. You mentioned the effort by Kayla Cannon, who put a beautiful cross in. But Davis, with that aggressive approach in goal for BYU, sniffs that out and put BYU quickly on the counter. 15 shots for the Cougars, just 3 for Long Beach State. And BYU leading the corner kick category 7-2. The Cougars with a 1-0 lead at the 63-50 mark here at Southfield. Alongside Natalie Lewis, I am Spencer Linton. We have Lauren McLean on the sidelines for us. Long Beach State in the all-white uniforms. BYU with the navy shorts and the navy to royal ombre. I think that's what I should call it.
Well, I like it. I like it. Whether that's the name or not, I'm going with it. Sounds good.
We'll have to check that with the soccer fashionistas on how to properly term that as far as kits go. Kits and boots.
That's right, kits and boots. Yeah, you got to get the boots thing right. You really can't talk about soccer and call them cleats or shoes. Real soccer players call them boots.
They call them boots.
Mm-hmm. Very odd, actually. As a soccer player, I deem that it's odd.
The Beach still lurking. Here's Fujikuni trying to whip off a shot. And down in the box.
And did he just call a PK?
Did that go for a PK with Rachel Lyman on the ground?
Lyman on the ground. And the official looks like he's signaling a PK. We've got a significant injury. Here's a look here. Lyman gets the touch. There's going to be if that's a PK, that would be the first bad call of the game, because that is not a PK. Watch this. Here's the touch. Lyman doesn't take her down. Lyman did not take her down. She went down on her own.
Now, did Lyman have a hold of the right side of the jersey?
It doesn't look like it. Watch
Fujikuni?
this. Lyman starts to go down right here. You can see this. They have.
Oh, she does have the jersey.
She's got the jersey. There you go. There's the hold right there. And I stand corrected. That's a PK right there.
So Lyman is injured, and to add insult to the injury, quite literally, the 49ers are going to be awarded a penalty kick here with a chance to equalize.
And Rachel Lyman on the ground right now, such an important part of this BYU team, not just defensively, but she creates such a spark when she comes out of the back offensively. So many of these opportunities in this game tonight have been created as she has chewed up that space on the outside, used her tremendous speed, and then sent that beautiful floating cross across the goal. So we hope that she's doing all right. There will be a PK following this, as when Lyman went down, we did see that jersey grab.
So Lyman being escorted off the field by the staff and medical team on this BYU women's soccer team. Lyman will be replaced by number 9 Shaylin Redding.
It looks like Ashley Gonzalez for Long Beach will line up to have this penalty kick. And look at Sabrina Davis showing a little bit of I don't know. She's just bringing it. Look at this. This is what you call the official intimidation factor of the goalkeeper. She's standing all the way up on the 6, walking right up in front of the goal. She is going to make sure that Ashley Gonzalez knows that she is present.
Trying to be as big as possible in front of that target.
She's being big.
Here is Gonzalez to try and equalize on the PK. Gonzalez steps and scores, and we are tied at 1. The 49ers pay off the penalty at the 65th minute mark.
And we are back to equalizing 1-1 on this tight game. Here's a look. Gonzalez steps. Sabrina Davis chooses to dive up. You got to pick a direction. I mean, in a PK, your only prayer is to just go all in on something. Davis chooses that side. Gonzalez chooses the other side, and in it goes for a goal for Long Beach. Not Ashley Gonzalez's first on the season either, which is why she was chosen to take that kick. And thankfully, she was back in the game after having the head injury earlier.
Gonzalez, as you mentioned, Adam, with her 3rd goal of the season, that is tied for a team-high lead for Long Beach State. Joining Fujikuni. So we have equalized here, 1-1. There's a crossing from Lizzie Braby, and BYU trying to attack again off that cross with the header. Maddie Gates keeps the ball alive. Here's Josie Gwynn. Gwynn, centering pass, headed away for the moment to the feet of Olivia Wade. And Fujikuni can't take it away from Wade, who goes back to Shaylin Redding, who just checked in. Redding to her right, too far in front of Lizzie Braby, out for a goal kick for the 49ers. New life for Long Beach State after they take advantage of a penalty kick, and from the replay we saw, an accurately called penalty kick with Rachel Lyman going down injured and grabbing the jersey as she was going down, allowing Ashley Gonzalez the opportunity to come up and beat Sabrina Davis to make it 1-1.
And BYU responding in kind to this equalizer goal with a lot of pressure as they're coming forward, looking to take that lead back.
Shadows just about all the way engulfing South Field, so the temperature has dipped quite a bit with the shade created from the indoor practice facility here at BYU. Michaela Coulihan, and is shielded off beautifully by Chloe Froment. See Coulihan, who has worked very hard through 67 minutes of play.
Such a fast, dynamic player. She has this fifth gear that she just kicks it in instantly. And so impressive that Froment was able to hold her off once again. And again, as we have talked about it, Chloe Froment having a great game tonight defensively for Long Beach.
Shaylin Redding trying to find Cameron Tucker. It's pushed right back to Redding. Redding still battling for the ball. Now Fujikuni. Gonzalez, who just scored on the penalty kick for the 49ers. Rocio Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to stay away from Cameron Tucker, and Tucker, too much hands, is whistled for the foul.
Again, you can't see the official in your screen of play, but I'm so impressed by him. You watched this battle going on, and he allowed the battle. He was watching it. He was right inside of it, and you could just see him immediately on top of that. And as soon as it went past the point of fair play, an immediate call. Just super impressed. You can just tell he has this game in hand.
Now the emotions held in check in a game that both teams really feel like they need desperately for their resumes here as they try and pad it for the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee to review. Imani McDonald with the clearance. As we take one more look at Cameron Tucker and Rocio Rodriguez battling there.
And that's when you saw the call happen, is before they were both going 50-50. As soon as Cameron Tucker reached her arm around there and grabbed a hold of that jersey, immediately was called. He was very closely watching as both of them were going 50-50 at that ball and did not call anything until it went beyond a 50-50 ball.
Lizzie Braby has it poked away by Kaylee Ramirez. Now to Ashley Gonzalez. Ramirez and Fujikuni. Fujikuni has an open teammate, Taylor Bisline, at midfield, but Bisline, too strong of a touch, has it taken away by Coulihan. Coulihan still with ball. Oh, look at Froment come up again.
Unbelievable, because Coulihan had Gates wide open at the top of the 18, and Froment just comes out of nowhere again.
Substitution now for Long Beach State with Nadia Siskeros replacing Michaela Soul for the moment. Now Lauren McLean has an injury update on Rachel Lyman. Lauren?
Spencer, BYU's head trainer Carolyn Billings told me that Lyman is doing okay. She got hit in the head, but it's not a concussion, and she is cleared to go back in whenever needed. Spencer.
All right, good news for Rachel Lyman and BYU. The unfortunate part of that is a penalty was drawn inside the box with Lyman going down after being hit in the head, pulling on the jersey of a 49er and thus allowing that equalizing opportunity. Gates is going to be whistled for too much contact with Fujikuni, who is offering her case to Adam Zarin, the official.
Well, she had already gotten the call. Her frustration is that she took the elbow to the head right there. You can see Gates got her elbow in up on top and got her the elbow in the head. That's what Fujikomo is trying to draw attention to, is that she's taking that, not just the physical beating on the body to body there, but the elbow to the head.
All right, again, Long Beach State with the recent substitution, Nadia Siskeros. Up there with Rocio Rodriguez. And Ashley Gonzalez, who just got a touch on that ball. Davis out to Shaylin Redding. Redding working on the sideline. Advancing past to Braby is poked away by Kaylee Ramirez. Now to Dana Fujikuni. Now pass is kept in play by Sarah Meyer. Sends that ball up. Alyssa Jefferson. Aggressive defending, and now Olivia Wade will send it to Lizzie Braby. Braby has Cameron Tucker. Tucker turning, looking for some help. pass offline from Gates. It was deflected a bit for the moment. Cleared. Josie Gwynn has it. Now Tucker on the near sideline. She's all over the place right now. Tucker turning towards that corner area. Has two defenders on her. Back to an open Gwynn. Top of the box. Gwynn with the right foot. Bending in! And knee by Coulihan, but over the crossbar.
Oh, that ball looks like it was on a rope in the first place. Coulihan gets involved to create the deflection. I can't tell whether she stopped it from going in or not. Here's the look. The touch is taken on the outside. Here comes the ball coming across the middle. And there's Coulihan with the deflective touch. Oh, my goodness. Just nearly. Oh, man. Coulihan, what a night. She just has a special way of getting on the backside of these crosses coming in from her teammates.
No question, Michaela Coulihan has had a huge impact on this BYU offense tonight, but frustrating no less. Now a pass to Braby. Braby has Gates. Oh! And guess who is there to clear it off?
It's unbelievable.
Chloe Froment once again.
It's unbelievable. She is the BYU nemesis of this game. Right where she needs to be every time. Braby with a beautiful slot across to Gates. And just disrupted.
Another great opportunity for BYU. Braby with a beautiful ball, and Gates just a little bit too much on that touch as she tried to take the pass and settle it.
But here's the funny part. She had a defender in front of her, but it wasn't the defender in front of her that got in the way. It's Fromont coming from nowhere to come back and then kick the ball out.
The French connection, Chloe Froment out of Lyon, 2016 Big West Freshman of the Year. She has come up with at least 3 or 4 enormous defensive plays tonight.
Game-changing defensive plays.
A 3-1 game in favor of BYU if it weren't for number 10, Chloe Froment.
Oh, she is a problem for this BYU offense right now. Single-handedly keeping Long Beach in the game when it comes to that. And I don't say that to take anything away from McDonald, because McDonald has had her hands full and has done great with it. But I'm telling you, this is the kind of defender that just irritates the snot out of you when you're a player. Because you're thinking, how is she always in my way?
1-1. 15.5 minutes to play. Long throw and into the box. Shouldered away. Ball is now pushed across the 18-yard box. Pilster trying to put it right back into play as Charlotte Guillory there. And now Davis for BYU will scoop that ball up and roll it out to her defender, Shaylin Redding. Redding sends the ball up the far sideline, but to the feet of Sarah Meyer. Now Cameron Tucker with a takeaway. Tucker trying to get around Meyer. Cross! And that's just a little bit in front of Maddie Gates.
Oh, again, I hold my breath every time BYU sends that cross in, because they have been so dangerous and have created so many looks off that cross. You just get to the point where you expect something dangerous to happen every time that ball comes across the middle.
Serasio with Ashley Gonzalez on her back. Gonzalez pokes that ball out across the touchline. BYU throwing in their defensive third of the field. Shaylin Redding. Up the sideline to Lizzie Braby, and Braby, who is defended again by Ashley Gonzalez. Again, put across the touchline. Gonzalez, if you're just joining us, equalized here on a penalty kick right at the 65th minute mark after BYU with a goal by freshman Bella Folino, her third of the season, in the 54th minute. Both goals here in half number 2. Fujikuni ahead to Nadia Siqueiros. Guillory, Siqueiros trying to create a lane. There is a high floating shot, and that got a little bit weird because Davis is only 5'6", but she's backing into her net and making sure that was going to go across the crossbar. Some anxious moments here at Southfield for BYU.
Well, and you're being generous because she's actually 5'5". She's got her arm up, but it looks like it might just drop in right underneath. You see it coming down, and from our angle, it just looked absolutely scary. Just so many near-miss opportunities for both teams at this point. A little back and forth on their momentum and pressure for goal scoring as well.
Gates has it back to Tucker. Tucker on the approach. Cameron Tucker is being dragged down, and now BYU is pleading for a call inside the box as Tucker had her hand grabbed, but nothing super major apparently, and now the 49er defense collects and able to clear. The BYU bench, Jen Rockwood going off on the sideline officials right now, pleading, look, if you're going to call that on Rachel Lyman, you need to make that call as well in our favor.
There's no difference between pulling on a jersey and pulling on an arm. Either way, you're pulling the player down, and he did, in fact, call that and give the PK for Long Beach. So a reasonable argument for Coach Rockwood.
12 minutes to play at Southfield, tied at 1. Ashley Gonzalez working on Lizzie Bravey, but can't get it done. Rachel Lyman is back in the game. Michaela Coulihan, it's 3-on-3. Coulihan going to work, has Gates to her right, Tucker to her left. Coulihan rips off a shot, and that one is well high. And while an impressive performance continues, the frustrating finishing attempts continue.
Well, and Coulihan does a nice job of continued takeoff. Look at this. Well, you know what? Cameron Tucker might have had a hold of her arm as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Tucker had a hold of her arm instead of the other way. You know what? We just
Pilser pleading her case.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what we think is going on. This center official has got this game under control. We can't be second guessing him anymore because he is that good.
To Tucker's credit, she tried to sell it, but Pilster, she had the real argument, saying, no, I'm not the one grabbing here.
When you got to look here at Coulihan here, 4 shots, 1 on goal tonight. A frustrated Coulihan because she's had so many opportunities. This last one, so interesting. She beats them, has the inside look, but she's got a wide open Gates to her right.
Shot is in! From 25 yards away, Taylor Bistline beats Sabrina Davis with a rising ball, and just an absolute laser gives the 49ers a lead. Watch this ball just rise and then dip under the crossbar.
Unbelievable. That's a beautiful shot right there. She just sets herself up and she puts this ball on a rope. In it goes. It couldn't be any higher and it couldn't be any lower, or that ball doesn't go in. Beautifully done to put Long Beach on top 2-1. This has got to be a frustrated BYU team. They've had so many opportunities, just have not capitalized, and now here for Long Beach to get the go-ahead goal with only 10 minutes left in this game.
Taylor Bistline, the junior out of Garden Grove, California, with the go-ahead goal here in the 79th minute. BYU took the 1-0 lead in the 54th minute, gave up a PK to Ashley Gonzalez for the equalizer, and now Taylor Bistline hoping that she just provided the heroic moment for the 49ers here. What a turn of events here at Southfield.
Well, what will BYU do? The important part for BYU right now is to just put their heads down and go to goal. This is a team that has created so many near-miss opportunities. They need to just go for it. They've had so many take it down the wing, send it across, and put the finishing touch on it opportunities that they don't need to do anything different. They do that for the next 10 minutes, and they notch that equalizer.
Substitutions now on both sides, as Kaylee Ramirez checks in and replaces Kayla Cannon for Long Beach State. For BYU, Cameron Tucker takes a rest, and Elise Flake, number 5, is back on the field. Here we go. Final 9 minutes, 10 seconds. BYU now trailing, and their 3-match win streak in serious danger of going away. Here on their home field, Lyman. Rachel Lyman doing some work. And Lyman attempting to draw the foul. Lizzie Braby can't keep it in. And Lyman is pleading her case with Adam Zarin, the official.
I'm dying to see a replay because I will not say right now that he made a bad call, because every time I've said that I've been wrong, but that looked like a bad call.
We'll see if we can get a replay on that, but not before our game summary presented by Deseret First Credit Union. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your financial future. Here is the goal scoring recap. 55th minute.
Look
Michaela Coulihan has it saved by Imani McDonald, but Maddie Gates stays with it. Back to Elise Flake, and then just a beautiful pass inside to Bella Folino, notched home. BYU up 1-0.
But the answer would come for Long Beach as Lyman goes inside here with BYU. But you see a little celebration there. Then BYU continues their attempt. Lyman with the foul in the box. Long Beach with the PK. We're now 1-1, and then just moments ago, quite possibly the most beautiful shot we've seen yet this evening.
Taylor Bisline.
Taylor Bisline puts the ball where the only place it could go and still go in. And now BYU trailing 2-1. Long Beach on the attack.
Nadia Siqueiros looking to add to that lead now for the 49ers. Michaela Sol now to Fujikuni. Ball was bending in slightly, but not with enough pace to cause Davis any problems. Drop kick ahead, off the head of Sarah Meyer, the defender for Long Beach State. Sol, good body movement right there to get around Olivia Wade. And now Siqueiros one more time. 49ers with possession and the lead. 7 minutes to go. There's another shot ripped off, this time by Rola Badawia. Oh my goodness. The highlight reel continues for the 49ers. From distance again.
Oh my goodness, Long Beach turning it on out of nowhere. Look at the shot. She had only a moment to take it. She hits side netting, curling off the left foot. She sets herself, takes the lefty, side netting, curling ball into the back of the net. Unbelievable. Look, Long Beach is putting on a shooting clinic right now.
3 goals in the second half for the 49ers, 2 in the last 4 minutes. And both of them have been absolute beauties.
Just stunners.
I mean, those will be on the highlight reel for the next decade for Long Beach State soccer. Beautifully struck balls.
Well, this is when you find out what your team is made of here. If you're BYU, what can you get accomplished in the next 7 minutes?
Here is Lyman. Centering pass. Flake was there. Braby had it fall to her feet, and just a little bit too quick as that ball was falling to her feet. Pushes it well wide left and out for a goal kick.
Oh my goodness. A huge turn of events. Let's have a look at this. Look at Lyman. Beautiful ball across again. Here comes Flake charging inside, not able to get her head on it as that ball comes flying out. Flake ended up in the net, just not the ball.
Now, unfortunate for Lizzie Braby is, with so many defenders on the ground, she probably had time to try and knock that ball down at her feet and then send it back in.
Touch.
But when there's only 7 minutes left in the game, it's hard not to be sped up.
Oh, there is a definite feeling of urgency on this field right now. You can feel it. It is near electricity out here, as BYU knows that right now their worst enemy is the clock. Now, keep in mind that for college soccer, unlike the World Cup we just witnessed, where every game had a +3 or +4 minutes of play once the game was over, college soccer ends with the clock on the field. So this is an exact ticking time bomb for BYU.
Lyman around Fujikuni. Lyman crossing. And that's cleared away by Chloe Froment.
Unbelievable. She's back. She is always there. She's ever present.
Alyssa Jefferson, 5 minutes to play. 3-1 Long Beach State over BYU. That ball stays in play from Alyssa Jefferson. Lizzie Braby will give it a chase. Push back up the sideline. And that's out for a BYU throw-in. Kaylee Ramirez.
Cougar substitution coming out, number 14, Josie Nguyen.
BYU is going to put in additional forward and remove a defender. So now BYU is going to be down to just manning it up in the back and putting extra bodies up top.
Well, and Long Beach State packing things down understandably with a 2-goal lead, and now 4 minutes and 10 seconds to play here in this match. Out of bounds, BYU throw as we hit minute number 86. Alyssa Jefferson up the sideline to Lizzie Braby off her shoulder. Maddie Gates is there. And Fujikuni has it. And Sarah Meyer pushes it back up toward midfield, headed back by Jefferson, but to the feet of Taylor Bisline, who was the creator of one of those incredible goals. The go-ahead goal, for that matter, in the 78th minute for the 49ers.
4 minutes left to play in this game, but as Long Beach just put on a clinic and proved, 4 minutes is plenty of time for 2 goals. But BYU's got to get possession of the ball. This is so dangerous for them as Long Beach is going to go to the corner and just stall.
Jefferson at the sliding tackle, got the ball first. Ashley Gonzalez will be in no hurry, nor any of the 49ers, as they look to just wind this clock down.
Here's a look here. Gonzalez heading to the corner so that she can stall out the rest of the time. The tackle comes, a nice clean tackle right there by Alyssa Jefferson. Such an aggressive defender.
Sabrina Davis setting up the goal kick, under 3 minutes to play. Davis restart to Cameron Tucker. Tucker. If BYU's going to have a miracle, it's got to happen now. Tucker has the ball poked away from behind. Regains it back to Coulihan. Now Tucker on that near sideline, cutting it back into the corner of the 18, and a corner kick opportunity will be happening for BYU. Their 8th corner kick. 17 shots for the Cougars to 10 for Long Beach State. 8 corner kicks for BYU to 2 for the 49ers. Yet it's the Beach with a 3-1 lead.
What is Cameron Tucker doing? She has taken this corner kick like she's got 10 minutes of time to play. They've got 2 goals they've got to take care of in 3 minutes here.
Coulihan got a head on it, but that will bounce wide right and out for a goal kick. And it just doesn't seem like it's the Cougars' night on their home field. Plenty of opportunities, but plenty of missed opportunities. And Long Beach State has been the opportunistic team here in Provo, Utah in the second half. Just unreal offensive production and efficiency from Taylor Bisline.
Well, and as amazing as those shots were, I'm still giving Froment player of the game here, because without her efforts, this wasn't even Long Beach wasn't even in a position to win this game. They would have been down by 3 goals previous to this, without her just being in the way, in the right place, releasing and clearing balls all the time.
Wow, what a boost this will be for Long Beach State if they can survive the final 70 seconds here in Provo, Utah. Cameron Tucker to Coulihan, top of the box. Coulihan trying to cut it back. Cruyff move. Too much defense for the 49ers, and that will be pushed up toward midfield. And into the final minute of play, the 49ers are going to win this contest.
Absolutely. If there was stoppage time, we would definitely be singing a different tune. But with this many minutes left to play, with less than a minute left to play, getting 2 goals is highly improbable. And as you mentioned, this is going to be a big boon for Long Beach. They were already getting votes in that top 25. BYU, while they have not beat a ranked opponent, is a respected team in the NCAA.
Tucker sends that in. Imani McDonald on the one hop. Will take her time.
She's milking it.
That should do it.
She's milking it.
That should do it. For the record, this will be BYU's first loss when scoring first this season. The Cougars got on the board in the 54th minute, had a 1-0 lead, then surrendered. 3 straight goals.
8, 7.
And an unfortunate
6,
PK
5,
giveaway by Lyman, who had
4,
had an outstanding
3,
game up to that point, and when she
1.
came back in, again continued to provide just the boost BYU needed offensively, but not enough for this Long Beach team, as again, in 4 minutes, 2 shots that were unbelievable.
What a win for Mauricio Ingracia and the Long Beach State 49ers. Goals from Ashley Gonzalez, Taylor Bisline, senior and junior respectively, and the last from sophomore Rola Badawia. It was a highlight reel type of offensive performance in half number 2 from Long Beach State, who now moved to 5-4. BYU drops to 4-3-1 overall. Let's recap all of those goals. BYU scoring first.
It came off of a deflection here, and then a beautiful slotting pass here. Flake would pass the ball. You see the deflection here by McDonald. Here comes the slotting ball. Flake would bring it inside, and we would have a goal by Bella Felino.
Bella Felino's 3rd goal of the season for BYU. Freshman feeling good, but only for about 10 minutes, because later on Rachel Lyman is tangled up with Fuji Kuni, who is taken down. Lyman was injured on the play and accurately called by the official Adam Zarin. That would give Ashley Gonzalez, the senior, an opportunity to equalize, and she makes the most of it. 1-1 in minute number 65. Then in the 79th, Natalie.
Well, BYU is bringing the heat, but here comes Long Beach on the counterattack. Look at the shot. Absolutely stunning shot by Taylor Bisline. Up above an outstretched Sabrina Davis, and she falls just below the post and just above the fingertips to put in the go-ahead goal.
And if you like that, watch this in the 83rd minute. Now, the defense just a little bit lax for BYU, and credit to Rola Badawia as she bends this ball in with the left foot, side netting far post.
And these 2 goals come only 4 minutes apart. It was too much for BYU. It sucked out all of the momentum and emotional energy they had going for them, and here they go. But here is our player of the game, I'm telling you, in my opinion. Holy moly.
Chloe Froment is the nominee for the MVP, and we'll see who our MVP of the match tonight is. Brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Learn more at AAA.com. Is it Chloe Froment? No, it's going to go to an offensive player, Taylor Bisline, number 13, who has the go-ahead goal. Look at that ball just rise and rise and rise, and at the last moment, dip down under the crossbar.
That's a game winner. You got to give her that one for the game winner for sure.
Our AAA MVP, Taylor Bisline, is now with Lauren McLean at midfield. Lauren?
Beautiful game winner there in the 79th minute. What were you seeing on that play?
I mean, just like the way we're opening up and moving as a team, and then there's just a wide open space. And the play before, I tried to like curl it in the back post, and it didn't work. So then I said, you know what, let's try something different.
Hey, well, it worked out for you. And your defense did a phenomenal job tonight. BYU controlled a lot of the game. But what did your defense do to give you guys success tonight?
I mean, our defense is solid in the back, and we just work as a unit together through the defense, through the forwards.
Southfield is not an easy place to play here in Provo, but you guys came in with confidence. What gave you the confidence to come in here and get a win?
I mean, we have a tough schedule, and like just the way we respond to games, and we just work as a team, really. And we just work on ourselves. We don't focus on like them, we focus on us and what we need to work as a team.
Well, you guys played great. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.
Taylor Bisline with the game winner in the 79th minute. The 49ers come in and get an enormous road win, RPI boost to help their tournament resume. BYU, story of the night, just almost. It was close, but not close enough, and the 49ers pay it off. Thanks for joining us tonight on BYU TV. Reminder to join us Thursday for #1 ranked BYU women's volleyball at 9 Eastern. For Nadal and Lewis, Lauren McLean, and our entire crew, I'm Spencer Linton saying good night from Provo. Long Beach State wins it.